Today is June 5th, 2025, and this is the Niagara Grape.
Okay. Do you remember this grape from last year?
Yeah,
What do you remember?
I remember that I ate a bunch and that it was yummy.
So this variety ripens, it's called White Concord Grapes. So this one, it ripens towards September. This one's grown into a self-watering planter. This one holds about 22 gallons of soil, and it holds 16 gallons of water. So all the excess will be drained out above that. But this tree, it was trained to be a double trunk. We have one on the right, which is very upright right there, and then we have one on the left side right here, which loops around. So this one, I already did a lot of shoot thinning, and then I also did cluster thinning. I did mostly one cluster, like here, I forgot this one. There's two, so I removed this one. Usually it's a little easier to pop off earlier in the season. Now it's a little tough. But this one should have, I think, more than 20 grape cluster. I just stopped counting. I get lost in this mess. Usually when you're on a T trellis, it's much easier to train the grape. For this one, we have this more of a weeping type of grape. So once it goes up, it weeps down. That's the only real way you can train a portable grape. You really can't spread it out very well like a T-post or the ones you have in ground, a trellis or whatever design. Those are much easier to train. When they're in a portable stage, the great part is it's movable. The bad part is it's very hard to train to make it very evenly spread, because you're stuck with this trellis that must be in a certain very compact size. You don't have 6 feet to the left, 6 feet to the right, or any other thing in that sense. But let's say, you know, we had 2 of these, and you had the trellis that goes like an arbor. This would be really nice because you have one is implanted here, and then the arbor goes all the way over there. That would be really helpful with the spacing. I would be able to train it a little bit better, so it will go above that. But here it just goes up, and then it goes down, weeps down in that sense. So last year, the birds, even though this is a green grape, the birds find it. You know, they start picking at it once it's ripe. You know, they find it better than me. But the best ones are the top one. They get the best sunlight. You see, these one ripen a little bit later. As you can see, they're on the bottom, they're shaded right there. So then, you know, when it was earlier, the leaves weren't out. It was much easier to see them and thin them. At this point, I just give up because I can't really see them anymore. And I look at this, I'm overwhelmed. But obviously you can start cutting back some of these shoots, but I just let it do its thing. I do like the privacy here, so I wouldn't be doing that for this tree, but you can do that at this point because you've seen all the clusters and you can count them. But in productivity, I would say this is just the same, if not better, than an in-ground grape. It produces, if you compare, only 22 gallons of soil. That's smaller than my 25-gallon pot, and it's more productive. It's quite productive, I think. But then again, it depends on the variety. So I just wanted to compare a 5-gallon like the Interlaken and with something more older right here. This tree is quite old. This one's 22-gallon pot, and there's quite a bit difference in the productivity right there. But ripening time, this wouldn't be ripening as soon as the Interlaken. Not because the Interlaken has few fruit, it's just the Interlaken always ripen a lot sooner than the Concord types, which is a little later for our season. We'll see you next time.